Hi everybody, it's Usernamekate and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back on Royal Enfield's Scram 411 and we're gonna go through my likes and my dislikes. So if you care about those, then keep watching and we'll jump straight to it. So one of the first things I'd like to mention that I really like about the Royal Enfield Scram 411 is just how easy and accessible of a bike it is to get stuff done. It's so small, it fits in the tightest of gaps in your garage, it's fun enough to take out on a Sunday and have a right good ride around on the back roads. It's just an easy bike to just do so much on. It just doesn't take a lot of brain power. It's just a nice, easy to use, easy to ride motorbike. It's not a bike that's so big that it takes up so much room in your garage and it's unwieldy and hard and annoying to get out. It's just dead easy and I like that about it. The second thing that I really like about this bike, obviously, is the price. I'm sorry, these bikes are just so cheap. It's opening up motorcycling to people that don't have BMW, Ducati, Harley Davidson money, who still want to be able to have just as much of a good time as those guys and get out and about and just have the freedom. I feel like it's low priced freedom. I like it. I mean, these bikes are advertised at the minute on Royal Enfield's website, I think $4,849 starting price, but you can literally pick them up in dealerships with a 3 at the start, brand new. And that's probably in anticipation of a Scram 450 coming out in the future with probably double the horsepower to this. But look, it's just still so much fun. One thing I like as well, I like the customizable nature of this bike. There are so many parts from the Himalayan that are interchangeable on this. You can make it as comfy as you want, you can style it different. I just think it's quite a quirky little bike. Okay, now one of the other things that's a big plus for me with this bike, especially after riding the Himalayan 411 first, is how it handles. Now, the Himalayan 411 for a bike that has a big 21-inch front didn't handle terribly, and I thought it would handle a lot more wallowy, a lot worse than it did. But then when I get on this bike with the 19-inch front, oh, it's amazing how much better this handles than the Himalayan. And I wasn't particularly offended at the Himalayan's road handling. Another thing that I really like is how it looks. I love the fact that it doesn't look as industrial as the Himalayan, and the new Himalayan 450 has gone substantially curvier and more rounded off than the Himalayan 411. And I'm almost worried that this bike will go down the same curvy route. Because don't get me wrong, I've nothing against curves. I can appreciate a good set of curves. I'm like, oh, I wish that was me. But also, I like the charm of this bike. I like the character of it being a little bit more rounded off than the Himalayan, but it hasn't gone completely super modernised and dead rounded and streamlined, and I kind of like that about it, because I do feel like there isn't really anything on the market that does look like the Scram 411 right now. Like, this goes past you and it's a Scram. In my opinion, it looks like Scram. So yeah, I'll be interested to see if the 450, if that comes out, gets a curvy makeover and becomes bootylicious like the Himalayan 450. Another thing I really gelled with on this bike is the seat and its comfort. I love the comfort of it. Honestly, that one-piece seat has been kind to my behind. Okay, so let's talk now about some things that I don't like so much. And it's kind of difficult because I actually really like the humble Scram 411. I would say one of the things that I don't like about it is I do feel like the front brake could be improved on it. But I do tend to find that with a lot of these kind of small capacity, low price bikes that are out on the market at the minute. Yeah, it definitely takes a bit of time to get used to that you haven't got super responsive brakes. But I guess one of the good things about it is you're not going superbike speed to need quite a responsive brake. Another thing, now for me, I guess it's not so much of an issue because I am quite light and I do find the suspension quite soft and quite plush and comfy. But I can imagine that if you are, you know, an average rider weight or a bit more weighty than I am, I would imagine it could tend to feel a little bit wallowy if you were pushing on. I certainly know when I've been following Mike and he's been on the Himalayan, you know, you can see that the suspension's putting a shift in, and I feel like it would very much translate across to the Scram as well. But again, it's not really a dislike that directly impacts me, to tell you the truth, because I actually see it as quite a comfy ride. Another thing I'm not a massive fan of, and it's so pathetic to even have to mention this, like, it's not a big deal at all, but the miles an hour is like 0, 20, 40, 60. I don't know, I just feel like I would have preferred it to be 10, 30, 50, 70. I just feel like that kind of works a little bit better for our roads. Another stupid little dislike, these big clunkers here, these indicators. It would be nice if they were a bit sleeker and maybe LED. Same with the light, but we've got halogens. Finally, I would probably say one thing that does make me question the thought process. They built this bike as kind of like an all-terrain bike. You can do road, you can do off-road. Probably more road focused than the Himalayan 411. But I mean, if it is designed as an all-terrain and a bit of a scrambler and you've kept that 19-inch front on instead of a 17, I think switchable ABS would have been quite nice, just in case you did want to take it off-road, you know, and do a bit of off-roading, green laning on it. I think that could have been just a nice touch. Well, guys and girls, I hope you've enjoyed that quick little video of my likes and my dislikes on the Scram 411. So I know for a fact that there are loads of owners out there. If you are an owner and you've put considerable miles on this bike, do you agree with my likes and dislikes? Do you have any that you'd like to add? I'd be very interested and curious to hear what you guys think as owners. Well, I'm sorry it was another miserable day as usual. I can't control the weather, guys. If I could, trust me, I would. Right, guys, until the next time, stay safe, look after each other, and I'll see you all then. Take care. Bye.